everybody. So I'm back for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, BeTwan Two Worlds, Season 10, Episode 7. If you're watching this, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be honest with you all. I was very conflicted on whether to review this episode, not just because it was boring, but over the past few days, I'm not even sure whether I should continue reviewing this season. Because I'm going to be honest, hearing Mel talk about Martell's physical abuse toward her was very triggering and hurtful for me. And I certainly don't want to help put money in the pocket of an abuser. I certainly don't want to contribute to a show any kind of support where an abuser has been covered and protected. And when Mel told the story about when they got in that argument, when they were both mic'd up, when they were in Vegas, and he was throwing pillows at her face, all of that was to trigger her. Nobody said or did anything, and that didn't even air. It doesn't surprise me. Not simply, Carlos is beyond messy. Carlos is somebody who people have critiqued for always having Black women fighting on TV, but also somebody who I think is one of those people who is jealous of beautiful Black women and wants to destroy their lives. One of those kind of gay men, which is not like all gay men, which is not even most gay men. It's a certain contingent. And so for that, I am conflicted because I really don't, I didn't talk to y'all, and I know like us, we are watching it. But that was really alarming to me. And like I said, even when I watched the show, even when it seemed like, I don't mean this as a qualifier, like somehow that justifies anything what I'm about to say. I wouldn't have even been no sort of gung-ho Mel if people weren't like piling up on her. It was just, I just can't stand it. I don't care what happens. I will not participate and a bunch of people dumping on one person, even when they deserve it. It's something about that dog pile mentality. Even when that person has done me wrong, I ain't gonna say I'm jumping and save you, but I just don't participate in it. And it was something about that I didn't like. And instead of letting the viewers just decide for themselves who they like, it was very clear what was happening. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and review this episode, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm gonna be incredibly biased. Because fuck all these motherfuckers who knew. Fuck Fletcher and Nell who knew and then got on TV. But I said this when I reviewed the reunion. And I was like, what do you mean you took her calls when your mother was dying? You didn't have to. Didn't nobody ask you to go over her house and sit there? You the one trying to tell everybody you a mentor and you are the one who did. Mel apparently was introduced to you by Martell. I guess because him and Fletcher met out while they were cheating together. Like, first of all, the mentor shit wasn't hitting on this show anyway. Kimmy rejected it and laughed at it. Tisha needs a mentor, but whatever. And Mel certainly didn't need you. And it's certainly grossing more than you. So it's just stuff like that, but I don't like to be a part. And the fact that, quite frankly, OWN has covered this up. The fact that that's not airing, but when she threw that glass, it aired, and they played it over and over again. And I don't want to hear all this bullshit like, oh, she was on Dr. Heavenly, and she said, no, I'm not the kind that you can, abuse. Women lie about their abuse all the time. All the time. There's a lot of shame and embarrassment that comes with being in love with a man who is physically assaulting you, and you don't know how to get out, and you're afraid people are going to judge you, and they do. They do, like they're doing right now. And not knowing what to do, and then having, 2, 3, then 4 children with somebody. That's a very hard thing to do. And yes, Mel was able to get out, but Mel also has economic resources that a lot of women do not. And that's great for her. But I'm making the point, there's a lot of women that don't have those things. People lie about that. Domestic violence is something that is across races, is across class, across the globe. Okay, but it's also in a place like America, it's not treated the same place depending on your race. And I don't want to help contribute to that. So I say that to say I'm conflicted. I don't know if I'll review the rest of the season. If I do, I probably won't review any more seasons. There's no way these people didn't know or have suspicions. And even if they didn't know everything, dogpiling on her and making excuses for Martell has been perpetual in this show. And it's disgusting to me. It's disgusting to me that you have some raggedy, retarded bitch, um, who Mel said needs to get a ride to go back and forth to where she goes. Martell takes her car because that's abuse. But I really am conflicted. I wanted to express that because I certainly don't want any women, as small as my YouTube channel is, I don't care. Any women who have been through that situation, any young woman who's been through that situation, or people who have gone through that situation, to be triggered and certainly be hurt by anything that I even just by reviewing it may appear to dismiss. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't, and I know I watch this for entertainment. I don't give a shit about these people, but I am not here for domestic assault, which it is, and then broke motherfuckers like ugly ass bald headed Martell who abuses women and then harasses somebody at the courthouse. Too many women have died. Too many Black women who have been killed by their partners don't even make the news. Okay, Black lives do matter, and they matter across the board, no matter who we're killed by, because people also know what they can do to us, because they also know there are shorter or smaller consequences when you violate Black women. Okay? All right. Destiny and Lance, this whack ass storyline, I don't care. Destiny has a thing for younger guys. Do I think Destiny dates people for the show? Yeah. Do I also think Destiny is just a whack ass bitch? Yes. Anyway, this is only awkward because you kept your baby a secret from her, Lance. I don't care. You're corny. You're lame. You live in Huntsville. That's all we need to know, right? Y'all played around for a storyline. Yes, I do believe y'all slept together. I mean, it's not really our business, but once you're on reality TV, yes, it is. So, oh well. He kept it from her, okay, because he said he was told he had a baby on the way, but he wasn't sure if it was his. That is a typical sorry bastard move. Your mama the one running her mouth on TV talking about saying y'all been messing around on and off for 5 years. Don't play. You knew that baby was on the way. You didn't know it was yours. You went from you didn't know it was yours to having a DNA test to becoming sole custodian. You really want us to believe that? Boy, please. Like I told y'all, I don't believe that mother ain't in the picture. I just think this is all for, his fake ass storyline, I guess, so he can get, $150 in his pocket. But you know what? Those southern states don't really take taxes out because people are against taxes. That's why their schools are so fucked up. But so maybe it's like a strong 100 when all is said and done. Anyway, nobody believes this family Fletcher lied that y'all can't keep together. I knew it would start falling apart. Y'all want us to believe they didn't know anything about having a baby on the way. Now, Nell is clearly all up in his business, as we've seen from this episode. She had no idea. I never believed that Nell and Chris didn't know. Now, Chris is a liar by practice and nature, so he just wasn't going to say nothing anyway. Same way he don't say nothing about them chicks. Lance, you are a red flag. And saying you saw red flags in Destiny, Destiny is a red flag. Both of y'all are red flags. And if I know anything about a primary color wheel, red and red only begets more red, okay? Anyway, your mother who enables you, Lance, tried to get ahead of you with the lies, running her mouth to everybody at that table, and y'all weren't on the same page. Because when Destiny started looking confused, saying your mother said she went to LA for the baby, and you're like, no, that's not, you didn't know there was a baby before you left. Like, I knew this was gonna be a lie. All y'all ain't shit. If y'all agreed that y'all weren't dating, why does it matter that she thought a guy was cute, whether he was your godbrother or not, and you presented him as security? Men sleep with women's friends all the time. Men sleep with women around the women that they act like they're pursuing. And before it's over, those women will hate each other more than anything else. Because I don't actually subscribe to the, oh, you should just be mad at him. Yeah, you should be mad at him. And yeah, you can be mad at, and you should be mad at her too. Because there's something wrong in your spirit that, as my homegirl, if you knew that this was somebody I liked and then you behaved that way, you fucked up though too. I don't need to be your friend either. Anyway, why does it matter if y'all were just dating and y'all were, you know, also dating other people? Why does it matter that he had a whole baby? Just let it go, Destiny. Why do you care? You dodged a bullet. Other than that, I just feel like you are embarrassed because you had a storyline and wanted to play games and didn't want to work for it. Because we still don't know much about Destiny's life at all. She got to be one of the few people that have been on reality TV, managing not to expose things about herself but still have a job. Okay, Giselle Bryant. Anyway, she's going to date his god brother. I thought she said, Trish said that he was interested. By the end of the episode, I think I may have misheard. Was interested, and I was like, be mad at your god brother if he's the one entertaining. Fuck this whole cast. I don't. That's gonna be the theme for this review. Maurice playing video golf. Ain't they had multiple seasons where they go to this place? They ain't nowhere in Huntsville to go. So Fletcher's cheating ass walks in because he needs the hours of casting so he can pay off the fines for those 6 violations against the policies put in place by Alabama Real Estate Board. Okay, and we feel nothing for you. They continue to force scenes with everybody as if this shit is cool. And Will Kinsfriend is getting real comfortable. They continue to enable Martell. All that shit y'all did to Mel, lied about her on the show to make her look bad, saying shit like free Martell, even though y'all knew, because Marceau, you went off at that reunion and you let us know. He tried to make it seem like in a picture, tried to crop his face out so somebody else would think his wife was doing this to another man. So you knew it then, but you continue on TV like that. Because none of y'all is shit. The way you made Tisha sit in front of Martell while he went off like that, that's a protector. But Tisha, I don't give a fuck because you don't give a fuck about other women. Anyway, and y'all tried to lie, or y'all would just bring up stuff to hurt her and break her down by throwing Martell's bad behavior in her face. Maurice sitting at the table. Well, the way you got famous was, you know, you were introduced to the world in a very embarrassing way. Motherfucker, she brought you along for the ride. And all throughout that, we always saw Mel working. People came to like Mel because they wanted to like Mel. Mel took time on TV. There were a lot of people that didn't like her at first. So all of that shit y'all did, and you mean to tell me you didn't have any inklings? When Marceau said, I can tell, I mean, he is different with his side chick. I mean, a couple of times I have seen her, he's more aggressive. Yeah, because his wife is different. He can't punch her any and everywhere and expect her to go out in public and nobody notice, but that's his side chick. Yeah, he ain't got to claim her. Anyway, so fuck all y'all. And you know what? The way it's looking, you are right where Mel left you. All y'all. Marceau, you working on a house that never seems to get built with that fake ass contractor's hat on. Maurice, you just have a building space where Kimmy is there to shoot her scenes. And we still don't know what the hell you do now that credit one is closed. Not that you would really help anybody repair their credit. Lance has an extra baby and maybe a few dollars, but we all know babies cost money, so it ain't even that. Martell is talking about how Mel, this week on social media, must be missing those Love and Marriage Huntsville checks, bringing up her abuse like that's anything easy to admit or talk about. Certainly when we see everybody on the internet, the knee-jerk reaction is to be like, why now? And why is she doing this? And this, that, and the other. And Mel must need this, that, and the other. The knee-jerk reaction to protect men who are abusive, the knee-jerk reaction that I even saw in Neighborhood Talk, because Dame Dash filed bankruptcy, and we all know that, yes, rich people do that. They restructure and everything else. Not that I feel like Dame Dash is rich for, like, good reasons or because he really works that hard. He's a know-it-all, thinks he knows everything. He's a narcissist, armchair psychologist. He has narcissistic personality traits, is what I meant to say. And Everybody's gonna call, oh yeah, he's doing the smart thing, he's doing the smart thing. If this was Beyonce, this was the rumors, oh, Beyonce's broke. Yep, I always knew she was broke. All that touring she was doing, she needs the money. Now she can be an artist that enjoys performing. Like, it's beyond me. And I'm glad it's beyond me, because I don't want to know why you motherfuckers think the way you think. Anyway, so y'all are worse off without Mel, because y'all are really grasping at fake ass shit to create scenes. Martell, you don't even make the episodes sometimes. OWN is not known for paying like Bravo. I mean, I'm sure it's a good set of money, especially since none of y'all seem to have regular income. You know what I mean? Like, didn't you and Mel had 3 houses before this show? Of course, based on Mel's work ethic. Why are you acting like y'all needed those checks? I'm sure that enhanced, but it didn't change anything. He wants her to be back on this show so he can abuse her some more and so she can make some more money. So hopefully he can get child support, bitch. Anyway, so as usual, they get in Ken's business because that's apparently what messy, pansy-ass men do, hoping he will jump into their male toxicity and not defend the woman he loves and leave her. Or talk bad about her, the way Marceau has talked about his own wife, the way Maurice has made fun of the fact that Kimmy didn't have any hair when she had cancer, and also that she should somehow make herself sexually available despite chemotherapy and medication to keep her alive. Okay, Martell gets so happy to see somebody else's relationship, or just a thought of somebody else's relationship falling apart. Fucking. Anyway, Martell brings up Ariel. We don't care about your side chick. Somebody apparently told him that Ken knew her, not his side chick. I'm like, Martell is lying. Martell just be making up shit. But he wants every woman he's with to, he's always accusing them. Even he made that comment about Sheree. Oh, Sheree's away. I wonder what she's doing. Marlene Holt. What was Marlene Holt doing your whole childhood? That's a thing. Okay? Miss me. First of all, if I was Ken was like, nah, if I knew her, I'd tell you straight up. Ken, if I was you, I would have fucked with him and joked about, yeah. Nah, me and Ariel, we used to get busy the same way he tried to play with you about Trish in your face. All right? Anyway, but Will pulled it. He was like, well, actually, I used to train Ariel. She came over to the house. I was like, somebody do it. You need to bring him around, because Ken, I don't care what y'all think about Ken. I do think Ken is a nice dude. I know, yeah, he dating a married woman who don't live with her husband and is playing him and has lied about everything with the show. But I think he's a decent person. He just hasn't found the right person yet. Anyway, so Ariane is currently the main chick that he's abusing right now. At least that's what it appears like, while he plays around with other chicks. No, we don't think y'all are serious. Yes, I do believe Martell and other people are just bringing him up, bringing her up because they think, oh, that's going to trigger something, and Mel, because he's that kind of sinister sort of thing, because it's on TV. That time has come and gone. It's fast, because without Mel there on the cast to hurt, Tisha and Kimmy's pick-me asses ain't going to want that hoe around. Not that anybody would want her, but she retarded. But anyway, so, Maurice, you're trying to have a boys' night and a healing conversation between Martell and Marceau, but you're not spending time with your son that even your wife has called you out about her stepson that you don't spend any time with, but you wanted him to come down there and live with you for you not spending time with him. You are a low-down, dirty bastard. Skull, apparently, according to this fireside chat we're getting, was a result of Marceau, who was a manager at a movie theater, and he got let go. Life happens to all of us. And Martell said, look, I wanted to help him get a job. Then Marceau keeps telling us about, well, you may have helped me with Skull, but I had 10 houses here, I had these properties, this, that, and the other, as he worked at a movie theater. Managing something like a movie theater is not easy, okay? Especially in a small town where there isn't much to do. So there's probably always a lot of people. It's probably a steady flow. It's not adding up. Yes, Fletcher, you're right. It's not adding up. But one thing that is adding up is all your fines down there in Alabama. Maybe you should worry about yourself. So Maurice trying to defend Martell against your own brother confirms how sorry I think you are as an individual. Martell doesn't think he's better than Marcel. I'm gonna tell you right now, as someone who has a lot of narcissistic personality traits, I think Martell has incredibly low self-esteem, which is why he tries to overcompensate in every possible aspect, covering up any flaws, saying, "Oh, I'll take accountability," and never does, because people think saying "I take accountability" is taking accountability, and it's not. And then those kind of people like Martell create chaos and confusion and pit people against each other with his lies and stuff like that, hoping that nobody else will notice the mask and how much they are not the person that they claim that they are. And he's been fairly successful among you all in that regard. And since y'all are some bitch ass motherfuckers who like to beat up on women, the prettiest ones like Mel, here you go. Also, when Martell got caught cheating, yes, Marcel, he did want everybody else's marriages to fall apart. I agree. Okay? Because I'm sure he thought, well, y'all were doing the same stuff with me. Why didn't y'all's marriages fall apart too? Because they married some pick-me bitches. That's why. Also, Marcel was working at a movie theater and then had nerve not want a woman to work. I can't. But you know what? While I'm also on it, Martell throwing this in your face, claiming he helped you with sculpt, this, that, and the other. Mel kind of not wanting no parts of that, as we saw her on the show after, I guess maybe what it was a year or so. I don't know how long it existed. That don't sound like his pattern of behavior. Oh, you just a school teacher, Mel. I got you up the classroom. That ain't part of what he does. But see, it was okay. Because y'all resented Mel for being able to do what she did instead of asking for help and learning from her. It was just like, let her fall. So then I don't have to work as hard to prove myself. They really want to be you. And I've seen that in my own life, my own non-broadcasted life. People hate you for what they want to be, or try to do things like deride and mock what you do and how hard you work. And it's really because they really want those traits. But they don't want to actually have to work and go through what you went through to get to where you are. Fuck all y'all. I told y'all that's the theme of this review. So they were arguing around the fire like some bitches for a check. Maurice, the fact that you said the best way for them to deal with this is one-on-one, you are just as dumb as I thought you were. They're going to end up in jail. All right, both of them. Lock Martell up and throw away the keto. Nell meets her son in a boxing ring. We don't care. He tells his mom to talk to Destiny. Landslide, he said, I blessed it to Destiny. Like I said, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Destiny was telling him that Trish said Twan was interested, but apparently it's the other way around. Nell is going off about Destiny liking both of them. This is my baby, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, you were like, I know y'all have relations because I know my son. Bitch, why do you know your son that way? You shouldn't know your son that way, you perv. Like, miss me. Destiny and Nell, meet up. Because once again, we are not interested. Oh, Cabbage Patch face looking bitch. Both of them. Pick whatever one you need. Two bitches who are, in the words of Nene Leakes, starless, okay? Can't carry a show to save their lives. She's known Nell for about a decade, and I guess that's because of Martell and Mel's relationship with them. I don't care. Maybe that's why when Destiny would fall asleep at Mel and Martell's house, as we found out last reunion, and Mel was like, I didn't mind. She was both of our friends. She stayed on the couch, because she was starting to go home. That was fine. I didn't really think it was a big deal. Maybe that's why that was followed up on the reunion when it was like Nell said to Destiny, you can take your ass home. What you doing laying around here at the married person's house? She sniffed that out. The same way Mel was like, I don't know what Destiny does last season. You deserve whatever you get. All right, because honestly, I think you made it too far to be on a reality TV show holding up space and getting your $200 a month checks or whatever the hell it is they pay over there on. Anyway, then Nell started going off on Destiny about Tisha running her mouth too much about this, that, and the other. I said, why is this bitch so psychotic? She can't keep it together. maybe you shouldn't have kept your composure now when you were at that coffee shop and the producers made Tisha turn around and come back and talk to you because they're trying to stretch the season. And you should have just let it out on Bullnose Letitia. And just let it out there so you're not up there at nobody's cafeteria table / coffee shop restaurant going off about somebody that's not there. Destiny said, Nell, you're upset. I was making googly eyes at another man at that party. I was like, why is everybody tripping on that? And Kimmy's old pick me ass, well, she said so-and-so was cute. Kimmy, shut the fuck up. And shut the fuck up from last season. You know, whatever. But all y'all, but you know what? All y'all deserve what y'all get from each other. Fuck all y'all. Anyway. Destiny was like, while you were about me making googly eyes, your son was making babies. I said, fuck all y'all. Now you came out of this scene looking like an incestuous pervert. You were a little in too much to that to me, and that's unhealthy. Y'all down there in Huntsville leaving y'all's kids in pre-K. I need to know, is there anybody who wants to come forward and let us know that you leave your kids with Nell acting like this on TV? Or have you taken them out? It's okay. You don't even admit in the comments. You want to just send me. You know, I really am curious that y'all are leaving. It must be really cheap to put your kids in there if that's the case. And I understand because life gets rough, but she definitely strikes me as the kind of smokes cigarettes outside the daycare and has an attitude and does stuff like when you like 3-year-olds are playing around, shut up, all that damn noise. Like they kind of carry cigarettes in her wallet, that kind of dumb shit still in 2025. Anyway, that was cute, I guess, in the 80s and 90s. You know, we didn't mind, but it's just kind of like in that gaudy ass house. We know y'all ain't got no class. Destiny said that Nell is like her mother. I said, huh? This is news to me. She been close with her. She was like, she was there with me during some dark times, like during my divorce. Oh, the one you wouldn't tell Mel about because you were embarrassed. And whenever you talked to Mel about it, you had to be in front of the camera and you didn't want to tell anybody about what happened with LeBarry and her son being in the hospital. And, you know, I'm not even going to talk about anybody's kid. But you didn't tell Mel you were going through a divorce with LeBarry because you were that embarrassed about the divorce, but all of a sudden Mel was there for you. Get the hell out of here. All right. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend. I'll see y'all soon enough. All right.